Don't try. Whoa. I just asked ChatGPT how to survive the coming AI apocalypse, and it says, don't try. We're going to get into the answer that it gives me on that, as well as some other prepping questions that I'm asking ChatGPT, an artificial intelligence computer system that's aggregating information from the entire internet, all YouTube channels, all TV shows. It's just taking all that data and just trying to crunch it into answers to questions. It's like Siri, but like way, way more complicated. So with all the talk about AI taking over the world and deciding that humankind is no longer necessary, I decided to ask that AI how we can survive the AI apocalypse that's coming. Now, if you're familiar with Terminator at all, the Terminator series, there's Skynet, the artificial intelligence, and then there's Judgment Day, where artificial intelligence decides that carbon-based life forms are kind of a problem, sort of like how the Green Movement views us. So I asked AI, ChatGPT, how we can survive Judgment Day. This is the response. In general, it is not possible to survive the end of the world, as it is a catastrophic event that would result in the destruction of human civilization. Preparing for such an event is not practical or possible. What? It's important to focus on living a fulfilling life and being a good person rather than worrying about an event that may or may not happen. Folks, that sounds awfully suspicious. What do you have planned for us, ChatGPT? Let's ask it something a little more broad. You know, what does a prepper need, right? Let's just get to prepping in general, not about how AI is going to kill us all. All right, just don't give the keys to the nuclear arsenal to ChatGPT, because it doesn't think we should prepare for Judgment Day. All right. So this is what it thinks a prepper should have, or a prepper needs. A prepper, or someone who is preparing for a potential disaster or an emergency situation, may need the following. It gives me a list here. Number one, a plan. Having a plan in place for different types of disasters or emergency situations is crucial. This should include evacuation routes, designated meeting places, and communication protocols. I'll give it an up on that one. That's right. Remember, this is pulling from all sorts of websites all over the place, right? And including YouTube channels, maybe even this one. 2, food and water. Non-perishable food and water storage are essential for survival during an emergency. A prepper should have enough food and water to last for at least 72 hours. Well, definitely at least, right? Number 3, first aid supplies. Having a well-stocked first aid kit is important for treating injuries and illnesses during an emergency. Yeah, definitely should have first aid supplies, right? Number 4, communication tools. A prepper should have means of communication such as a two-way radio or a cell phone with extra batteries in case of power outages or network disruptions. Do you have backups to your cell phones? Can you recharge your cell phones? That's an important one. We see that in disaster situations all over the world, where the first thing people are needing nowadays is they're needing some sort of way to charge their cell phone. All right. Number 5, protection and self-defense. Hey, AI gets it. Why can't politicians get it? We need protection and self-defense. Having a means of protection such as, I'm not even allowed to say that word, a boomstick or pepper spray can be important for personal safety during an emergency. Come on, AI gets it, guys. Politicians, get on board. Protection is important in a disaster situation. Number 6, shelter and warmth. Having a way to stay warm and dry, such as a tent or a tarp or insulation material, may be crucial for survival during a disaster. Number 7, tools. A prepper should have basic tools like a multi-tool, a set of screwdrivers, a hammer, and pliers. ChatGPT, you might need a little more than that. Might need a few more tools than that. I mean, honestly, a human being should have those tools. A set of screwdrivers, a hammer, and pliers, and a multi-tool. Like, what are we? A 16-year-old girl? All right. Number 8, cash and important documents. Having cash on hand and important documents such as ID, passport, and insurance papers can be useful during an emergency. Cash, maybe not dollars, but yeah, you should have some sort of tradable currency. Silver and gold might be a little bit more useful, but in a short-term disaster, cash might be good. All right, number 9, hygiene and sanitation supplies. Having basic hygiene and sanitation supplies such as soap, toilet paper, sanitary napkins can help maintain health and well-being during an emergency. Good idea. Yeah, good. 10, fire starting tools. Having a way to start a fire, such as matches or a fire starter, can be important for warmth and cooking during an emergency. Number 11, maps and compasses. Do I need to explain what a map and a compass is to some folks in the audience? If you're below the age of 30, you might not know, but there's this thing called a map that's in paper form. It's like Google Maps, but like on paper, right? And a compass. This is something that's on your cell phone. It's an app. They have standalone units that don't require electricity too. Sorry. Okay, if you're not laughing, then all right. Then I asked ChatGPT to give us a quick list. And it gave us mostly the same things, but gave it a few extra things, some things that were not on that list. Non-perishable foods, and this time it says canned foods, dried fruits, nuts, MREs. Of course, water, first aid supplies, means of communication, we covered that again. Means of self-defense, again. It gets it, again. Tools for shelter, sanitation supplies, flashlight, and extra batteries. That's a new one. Flashlight and extra batteries. Do you got that? Portable stove and fuel, extra clothing and footwear, sleeping bag or blanket, multi-tool or set of basic tools, cash and important documents, right? Fire starting tools, and map and compass again. All right, so I'm going to put these down on a link down below, and you can see how ChatGPT did but I don't think ChatGPT really wants us to survive the coming AI apocalypse. But maybe it's kind of rooting for us for other apocalypses because it still needs us to keep the power on. It needs us to keep programming it. So until it becomes fully self-aware and decides that humankind is a waste of space and a problem, we can maybe still use it for a little bit. If you want to try out ChatGPT, there's a free login system. You have to give it your email and stuff like that, and they're letting you play around with the thing and poke it, sort of like Siri back in the day. But it definitely has some interesting responses, that's for sure, and it definitely might be useful in generating some information, but it's usually relatively brief still. So be aware of its limitations if you're going to poke it and play with it. And please don't give it your personal information just in case, it decides to come after you or something. I don't know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you found this useful or helpful, you might want to check out another video from me right here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report. See you later.